Well, folks, it's racing we're on because really the election's only 2 years away. Well, a lot of you people are rolling your eyes and looking, oh, God, Max, get over it. But look, well, get it away from us because we're sick and tired of elections. But there's been a poll, and we also know that Mr. Luxon's made an impression. Has he made a good one? Has he made a bad one? What's the poll saying? And the results are coming in all the way from Vaughan. How are you, brother? What do you say?
Yeah, Max. Well, unsurprisingly, the new leader, an immediate bounce in the poll at the expense of someone who's close to your heart, the ACT Party or an outfit. But look, the new poll's predictable. And what we now look for is whether or not it's actually a dead cat bounce. And what I mean by that, is it a positive reaction to Judith leaving the room, or is it a positive reaction to Chris entering the room? And I suppose that the next couple of polls, now, I think from what we can see so far, it's pretty encouraging how Chris has started. So I guess the next few polls, which will over the next week, will flesh that out. But the significance of the poll is this. It tells us what we all knew, and that is that the shooting star of ACT was less to do, or not so much to do with how wonderful they were, but how awful National were. So people were fleeing National, and ACT was like a safe house for disenfranchised National voters, because for the past 4 years, National's been a sinking ship. And so can you blame them? But, National voters are famously loyal. And so what we're seeing is that it doesn't take much for all to be forgiven. There are three key numbers in the poll, Max. First one is National's up 6 points to 32%. ACT is down 5 points to 11%. Chris Luxon is up to 21% as number two, and the preferred Prime Minister at the expense of David Seymour, who's gone down. So you get the pattern here, right, that when National goes up, ACT goes down, or vice versa. And the reality is that's actually no good for them, because all they're doing is swapping the votes among each other. They need to be winning voters off National and Green. Labor and Green. So if there was an election tomorrow, back to reality,
and
Labor
and Green
would
walk in unopposed. And look, most of the politicians save up their good stuff until those last few months, because then they're making a final run to the post. And I think we got a long way to go for sure. And I've made that prediction: ACT could overtake National. It's a pretty long shot, but it's a long way to go. And I do agree. Yep, it's not unusual for some of the ACT people to move over to National and come back again. And this is not a very big poll. It's not a big time poll, is it?
No,
There's bigger ones to come up, isn't it?
Like when I say this, just the Taxpayers Union, which is a notoriously right-leaning poll. So, and I guess that the scary thing about that is if it's right-leaning, it should have favoured ACT. But, the next two polls, Brunton, and one more that come out in the next 7 days. We'll see how that goes. Look, it's the best result for an opposition leader since John Key left. So that's the other thing that's significant. But, I'll finish this with a little twist from my side, because it's kind of, okay, let's watch this place. And the twist is, guess who's sitting in their recliner chair up north watching all this happen with a little wry smile on his face?
Winston Peters. I got you. I know what you're saying. And he's going to come in.
He'll make his move, and he can, because the centre still is not owned by National or Labor yet. There's a gap there. And that's the danger that ACT have. They own the right. And so I think that there's more to play out here. People are going on about Māori and National. I think that's wishful thinking, quite frankly.
I tell you what,
I think it's going to be.
Anybody would be silly to put their vote with Winston. But I tell you why. Because he's always said that he'll never go to National. He hasn't forgiven them since the Bolger days when they threw him out of the party. So he's never forgiven them, and that's been proven again and again when he keeps going with Labor. So folks, be careful where you put your vote. And the other thing is, I think you're right, Vaughan. He's smiling away down there, and he comes up with surprises. Catch you later, mate.
Yeah, awesome, bro. Good chat. Thanks, Max.